Okay, we have seen dedicated designs like MD4, MD5, SHA-1, SHA-2, SHA-3, RIPE-MD. But what about lightweight designs? So we have some ISO standards, but at the NIST side, currently we don't have a standard, but we might have soon. Because in the NIST lightweight cryptography standardization process, and this standardization process was for authenticated encryption, and these 10 algorithms were the finalists, but ASCOM won the competition this February 2023. But the bolts here are shown in bold because they also have hashing capability. So actually ASCOM has a hashing capability. So although ASCOM won the competition for authenticated encryption, NIST most probably will consider if they should also, standardize the hashing capability of ASCOM and so on. So there are many nice examples here which you can use as hash functions, okay? And we will see what happens next year, and maybe we will have ASCOM hashing capability as a NIST standard. I don't know. We will see. But on the other hand, we have ISO standards, okay? So these are lightweight hash functions. This specification from 2016, and all of them generally revised in 2022, so they're still valid, specifies 3 hash functions suitable for applications requiring lightweight cryptographic implementation. So one of them is photon, a lightweight hash function with permutation sizes of these, and hash outputs of length like this. As you can see, unlike other algorithms, they also provide very short length. Of course, 80 bits hash you shouldn't be using where you need collision resistance, right? Because due to birthday paradox, you can find a collision by performing 2 to the 40 operations. So you should use it when collision resistance is not necessary. There's another algorithm called spongent. Again, it has different permutation sizes and hash output lengths like this. And finally, lezamta, a lightweight hash function with permutation size of 384 bits, and the hash output is 256 bits, okay? Again, this standard was last reviewed and confirmed in 2022, so therefore these versions remains as the current version. So let us look briefly how these algorithms work and what are the speeds and so on. So Photon is designed by Jean Go, Thomas Perrin, and Axel Postman, suitable for extremely constrained devices such as passive RFID tags. And for the 128-bit hash output, they have an implementation which has about 1,120 gate equivalents, which is really small if you think about it. So if we compare with other algorithms, they require a lot more gate equivalents. This is why we call them lightweight, actually. This is important because generally an RFID tag can have 1,000 to 10,000 gates, okay, depending on how cheap it is or how expensive it is. But you cannot use all of these gates for cryptographic operations, okay? You can only have like 20% of them for security operations. So this is why it is nice to have a very small algorithm. So here are some specifications. Block sizes are like this. Message digest length. These are the hash output length. As you can see, rate R is determined by these choices. Number of runs are 12. Type, sponge-like construction with AES-like internal permutation. Okay, actually this kind of explains what it looks like, okay? So here's a picture of it, one round of photon. Since the internal size is larger than AES, these are the places. You add constants to these parts, then you perform SBox to all of these in parallel, then perform shift rows, then mix columns. Looks like AES, but instead of 4 by 4, it is like 8 by 8, right? A second standard is spongent, designed by Andrei Bogdanov, Miroslav Knezevich, Gregor Leander, Denis Toz, Kerem Varıcı, and Ingrid Verbaude. As you can see, we have Turkish designers here. Again, sponge-like construction, but this time, instead of AES-like internal permutation, we have precedence-like internal permutation. So it's kind of, should be faster, right? So permutation size is like this. Message digest length is this. Its smallest implementation in ASIC require this many gate equivalents, so it depends on the output, right? So as you can see, the small versions are really small, right, on the hardware. Number of runs depends on these choices. So here's a picture. I took these images from their papers from where they proposed, okay, and left the caption with there. So as you can see, it looks like the basic picture I show you for sponge-like hashing. So sponge construction based on a b-bit permutation, pi b with capacity c bits here and rate r bits here. And you produce the hashing output from here at the squeezing part, okay? And again, this table from that paper, here they show 13 spongent variants, this is output size, capacity, rate, number of runs, etc. So there are many variants, a single algorithm, but many different variations. And this is the permutation layer of spongent. So if I go back, you have to do permutation here. And this is how it looks like, okay? The permutation of layer of spongent 88. So a bigger picture here, which shows you actually the area here, throughput here. So this way you can compare it with some other algorithms here, okay? So they're just trying to show that if you focus on area, the throughput is smaller, but if you have more area, you can get a lot more throughput. This is just space and speed trade-off here. So they show what are the best they could achieve on the devices they have. Okay. And here's also a picture. They try to show area gate equivalence compared to other variants. Okay. And finally, this area of spongent family compared using 4 different standard cell libraries. So again, this is from their own paper. They show that how many gate equivalents you need depending on different standard cell libraries, family of different versions. So as you can see, it can be as small as this, which is very nice, right? But of course, the speed will not be that good when you do that. So these are the things you need to focus when you design something for hardware. So the third one is Lezamta LW. This is designed by Hirose, Ideguchi, Kuwakado, Owada, Prenell, and Yoshida. So this can be implemented efficiently on both of a dedicated hardware and 8-bit CPUs. So this means that operations are focused on bytes. About 8,000 gate equivalents on 90 nanometer technology. Use a new mode of block cipher called LW1. It has a key size like this, so it can work as like a block cipher, as you can see. Message digest length n, so this is actually turning a block cipher into a hash function, like block cipher mode with AES like SPAX and mixed column in function Q. So here we talk about how to convert a block cipher into a hash function, right? Here they are defining a new mode called LW1. So they are turning AES like block cipher into a hash function like this, okay? So of course, if you're more interested, you should go to the paper where they are proposed. But inside this, the picture looks like this. So here Q is the AES-like algorithm here. This is one round. Okay, we are not going to go to details of the algorithm design. We are just interested in the results, right? Again, in the paper, they say that they compared with many different algorithms, like, SHA-256 is here, and their Lezamta LW is here. So they compare area in terms of kilogates, throughput, clock, throughput divided by area. Generally, this is what they compare most of the time, and so on. So they're trying to show that they're really lightweight compared to SHA-256 and so on. And this is their estimate of RAM requirements on low-cost 8-bit CPUs. These are the RAM requirements in terms of bytes, okay? So they required really small number of bytes to perform on an 8-bit microcontroller, right?